With only a few months left before make-or-break polls, the country's opposition parties are in disarray due to the never-ending inter-party fights over issues that would otherwise pale into insignificance when compared with their desire to wrest power from ZANU-PF, the Daily News can report. It had been widely expected that the opposition parties that are in excess of 50 would unite under one leader to brighten their prospects of beating a resurgent ZANU-PF at this year's polls, the first in near 4 decades in which Zimbabweans will not see Robert Mugabe's name on the ballot paper after he was forced to resign last November. But in view of the dog-eat-dog affair among them, it is a foregone conclusion that the electoral playing field would be congested once again, with no less than 5 opposition leaders appearing on the voting paper. Such a prospect, according to analysts, could work in favor of ZANU-PF, which has made cosmetic changes to its leadership after Emmerson Mnangagwa bounced back from self-imposed exile to assume the ruling party's leadership in the aftermath of Mugabe's exit, having led the country for 37 years. At present, 2 coalitions have taken shape, none of which has warmed up towards the other due to overvalued differences in leadership style and approach. MDC leader Morgan Tsvangirai, the torchbearer in opposition politics, is set to campaign under the banner of the MDC Alliance, the larger of the two, which came on stream in August last year. The alliance has taken on board 7 opposition movements, namely the 2 MDC formations led by Tsvangirai and Welshman Cube respectively, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Transform Zimbabwe, the Zimbabwe People First, ZPF, the multiracial Christian Democrats and ZANU-Ndonga. Former Vice President Joyce Mujuru is also confident of winning the upcoming polls, having negotiated an alliance last October called the People's Rainbow Coalition, PRC, comprising 4 parties, namely the National People's Party, NPP, the splinter PDP led by Lucia Madibinga, the Zimbabweans United for Democracy Party and the Democratic Assembly for Restoration and Empowerment. Tsvangirai and Mujuru could not come under one umbrella because they both want to lead the resultant coalition. In the absence of a détente, both names will feature on the ballot along with other presidential hopefuls, among them Kosana Moyo, Alliance for People's Agenda, Dumizo Damwa, ZIPU, and Elton Mangoma, Reformed Democrats of Zimbabwe. Include other fringe opposition parties that are in the mix. You have a dog's breakfast in the offing ahead of the crunch polls. In that election, Tsvangirai beat Mugabe in the first round of voting but could not be declared the winner after he failed to reach the required threshold. He pulled out of the runoff that followed due to widespread violence in which over 200 MDC supporters and officials died in cold blood. Mugabe's victory in the one-man runoff could not gain regional and international recognition, which led to the formation of a unity government between 2009 and 2013 in which he shared power with Tsvangirai. At the 2013 polls, the MDC performed dismally after it got consumed by the trappings of power, resulting in the ongoing push for a coalition. While Mujuru had a promising start when she was invited to lead ZPF, she has struggled to find her feet after dumping the party following disagreements with its elders Ruger Gumbo and Didymus Mutasa. She later formed NPP, which has been rocked by a spate of desertions since November last year, with many disaffected members accusing Mujuru of being captured by a small cabal seeking to push their factional agendas. A split group has since emerged in the NPP, comprising the party's National Youth Chair Lloyd Masia, Deputy National Organizing Secretary Susan Chuma, Secretary-General Diaspora Constituency Beulah Chavarika and Secretary for Education Inik Mapanj. Analysts had anticipated a situation whereby the opposition would take advantage of the divisions in ZANU-PF, the economic implosion and the growing disenchantment over its leadership to wrest power through a coalition. But with Mugabe now out of the picture, the opposition seem not to have anticipated the sudden turn of events. In the MDC, 2 camps have emerged, the Tsvangirai and Thekozani coup factions, which are pulling in different directions with regards to the coalition. Despite not being representative of all the opposition parties in Zimbabwe, the MDC Alliance and PRC are also beset by internal ructions over the implementation matrices of the respective alliances. Outside these two alliances are several other opposition parties that all fancy their chances of winning the upcoming polls. ZANU-PF has long been accusing of contributing to the chaos in the opposition by using its power of incumbency to infiltrate them with state goons whose mission is to fan disharmony.